Coming up ahead is the big boat that they're all waiting for. You can see it looks different side by side with that white one, which the only capacity of that one is only 40. This one, I was told, is capacitated up to 120 people. This is the Santa Rosa Ferry Express number 2. The one that just left carrying only 40 passengers is the Santa Rosa Ferry Express 1. So you can see this is a big boat. And upon inquiry, I was told that in Hilton area, there's also another port that you can catch the boat going to Olango, because it's always busy here. So a lot of people now is happy that they can go through quickly now that they have this big one with a capacity of 120 to 140, but I think it will only carry 120. You can let me go closer to the boat. So you can see that it is a much big boat than the other one. The Santa Rosa ferry boat. This one is 30 pesos per person. So to avoid the long queue here in the Olango port, I was told that you can also catch the ferry boat going to Olango Island via Hilton. You know, the Hilton Hotel beside the beach there. There's another port that's been created only with a few small boats, not like here, that will take you to Olango Island as well. So I was lucky, I was able to catch the one with the big one, the yellow one that I featured a while ago. So saved me from queuing up in the heat. So we're going in now. I was included in the 120 capacity. So the boat ride will be about 30 minutes from the Mactan Olango port to Olango Island. So the fare is 30 pesos per person. It says these people that's wearing a blue shirt are inspecting the tickets. So we're on our way to Olango Island now. You can see up ahead, that's the island we're going to. So we are here, how many we are in this tricycle? I think we're 7, and including the driver will be 8. So we're on our way now to our destination. The other passengers is going to the Big Sand Beach Resort, and we are going to the Marine Sanctuary. So the tricycle driver is struggling to sit down himself, so I think he's used to it. So you can see some of the private boats that you can hire, or some are privately owned that never been for hiring. So we are now in Santa Rosa. You can see the name there, Barangay Santa Rosa. So these are all the typical urban Filipino houses, as I have shown you some of the in the city. But you can imagine how hard it is for them to carry all the building materials here to build a proper house, but some did it. You can still see some of nice houses around. So the means of transportation is motorbikes and tricycles. So you can see open fields. It's not yet fully developed. So there's another concrete house there. But most that I see is made of indigenous materials. This house and lot is for sale. I wonder how much it costs to buy a property here. I see a place where they're making boats right over there. I will just stop by when I go back from my destination. So these are the little villages around Santa Rosa. And around this area, most people know each other. Because I just mentioned the name of my friend. I used to come here before, and funny enough, 3 people know her. There, Barangay Santa Rosa. It's very, very rustic. I mean, very provincial still. I think the best part to buy was this a plot here. It will be near the beach. So Santa Rosa is a part of Olango Island, one of the islands that is under the jurisdiction of Lapu-Lapu City, and the other ones are Cordoba. This is the area I've been through when I was younger. We were getting samples of the mangrove plants in San Vicente one. So we're on our way to the Marine and Wildlife Sanctuary here in Santa Rosa Island. Olango Island, Santa Rosa. So you can see the little village here. There's a lot of people that live here. You can imagine it, like, it's not, this is the Sagastran Resort and Restaurant. Farm to Market Road. They are cementing this road. So I did not imagine this to be so full up with people, but it is. It's not like because it's a far away island, but they are more of the diving spot of Mactan is the Olango Island. So even if we were queuing up for the, look at this. It's like a, look at the road covered with trees. So I noticed when we were queuing up for the tickets, a lot of foreigners are queuing as well, mostly Koreans. So this is a private property, and then we were told we just have to wait for any tricycle that passed by if we want to go back to the port, because there's always tricycles around catching passengers on the way, or if not, motorbikes.
Marino, Manlo?
Oh. Doon naman na sa bird ug marino. Ato lang kami daan sa bird dong. Pero maglakaw na lang ipadong ana mapauli. Bali. So this is the marine sanctuary, but we will just go further for the bird sanctuary, and we'll just walk towards here. Oh. So this is the bird sanctuary. So there's so many. This is the bird sanctuary area. So I'm here now in the Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary. This is the Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary as made by the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, or DNR. So this is the entrance. As you can see, there's a lot of tricycles waiting for their passengers. And as you go in, you can see the distinctive coloring, the official colors of the government of Mactan or Lapu-Lapu City, which is the tropical colors of orange, green, yellow, and blue. So this is like the bird sanctuary thing. Map of the Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary. I am now here inside the Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary. So this is the one that you can see the signage here on the right. And as you go further, you can see the building and those chairs that's provided there. That's where you pay the entrance, and entrance fee is 100 pesos for the tourists and 30 pesos for the local domestic tourists. So we go further on, we're instructed to go straight up, and we will be looking on a tower. So we go on. These are the tourists here that's looking at the bird sanctuary thing. So this is a strategic location here. There are about 40,000 birds that take refuge on this part of the island before they go on to their next further destination. So some people like bird watching. This is one of the places that you can visit and stay in the neighboring area, because there are hotels and places that you can stay around, and then you can come in here and see the birds, especially very early in the morning. I was told is the first thing that the birds do before, just on the start of sunrise. They can be seen perch on those mangrove area. So this is a frequented area by the tourists here in Olango. So from the entrance you go and walk through these mangrove areas. You can see that the beach, the sea reaches this area because of the remnants of sand and other stuff. Right now it's low tide, so that's why the water is recede.
너 찍어줄까? 나 찍어줘.
Now you're gonna go to this stone step, like all people done. They have to follow this step towards the end, where all the bird watching is done, over where the mangrove area. So you do follow these steps, and as you can see that the water is receded. It's just until there because it's low tide. So when you come here in this sunny day like now, it is very hot. I'm wearing my big sun umbrella, sun hat. So you gotta watch your step because the stones are not even very rough. There. The mangroves that the bird stayed in, and it's now a very famous tourist destination here in Olango Island. I have to stop, my laces is caught. I just managed to pull it out. This boy scared to jump on the rocks. Saw little fishes. They're in the ocean. There's plenty of them. Little fishes taking refuge on the rocks. There's loads here. So there's loads of them there, hiding on the rocks. She's spitting on the fish. So if someone stops on the way, you'll be twisting around to go through continuously. Now, as do you see what I mean? They keep on stopping, so we're forced to stop. So you can see here, this is a big mangrove area. So they're taking their selfies for Instagram. And we're stuck here waiting for them to finish. So what will happen is, where do we go after here? And if that's the end. So, there's loads of little fishes around. Thousands, not millions. You can see them. So this is like the shed that you can stop and get your selfies done before you continue on. So you continue on. All the little fishes are there. So near this wildlife sanctuary, just a walking distance, is the marine sanctuary, which I'll be going next. So this is now the climax of it all, the main part of where you can see the birds through the telescope up there and the open field. Tia. So this is the big open field, and there's the telescope that you can have a view when you want to see. Mo ba? So, atanak na kuha ba? Adili. I'll just stop the camera for now. I just had a peek on the telescope. They're not visible to the eyes, but actually there's thousands of birds out there on that white sand that you can see up ahead. Thousands, literally thousands. That you take turns on the telescope, like here, or you can bring your own telescope. There's actually thousands of them. So if you are into the bird watching thing, I suggest you bring your own telescope and you can actually see them here. They're just walking around on those, picking up food. You can actually see them walking. Like I see some of them flying away. Literally thousands of them. Yeah. But they are like so not visible on my camera, but this field of open field is full up with birds. Look far away, they're because it's low tide, they're picking up the like crabs or little fishes is around the area. There's some data. Mahayang na rostita da dong. Mahayang. Muul ba? Oh, somebody have a wedding pictures because they just get married. La. Unsa na islaha diya ga?
Asa?
Kana. Atong atbang.
Kani? Pangan ng Panganan nilo yun.
Ah, Panganan Island?
Ya, wagad.
So they got their wedding pictures. Damhon matuwag. So this is what you call the feeding island. In our language is Panganan Island. Next is behind it is the Nalusuan Island. So here you need to have your telescope to see all the birds. There are literally hundreds and thousands of them all around the field. You can see them flying just low, picking up stuff on the sand. Okay, this is the Olango Sanctuary Island. Some of the birds that's here are great-tailed tattler, red shank, ruddy turnstone, little egrets, kingfisher, what is bar-tailed goodwit, Australian coral, corlew,
여기 끝이. 우리 여기 보러 이거 보러 오는 거예요. 섬이라고 생각하시면
그래서 보니까 나 이거 완전
So you got people wading through the waters. It's not really that deep because it's really very low tide.
잘 나와. 자, 우리 이렇게 한번 안 되네요.
So, look at all these tourists taking their pictures. Bago pa rin silang gikasal gang? Moding murag asinan?
미치 그래서.
Beach na siya.
우리 저기 배경을 찍을래?
Layo ka to.
우리가 올라요 그래서 sakay ka ba?
Asinan. So I was just told, he just told me that that way is the asinan where they made salt. So the only way to go around here is either you get a shuttle from the beach resort that you're staying in, and then as a local tourist you're gonna have to ride tricycles. Just a beautiful day. Such a big open space that's reserved only for the wildlife. So I was just asking how much the fare from the here towards the marine sanctuary. He said about 10 pesos, but you can easily walk it. He said they just walk this himself. There, I was telling the Lloyd, it's about 40 to 50,000 birds right now, taking advantage of the low tide, picking up little fish. No wonder the little fish now I could understand. They're hiding on the rocks that we, the step of the rocks that we're going through. So they got all the drama of their selfies. Look. So we're gonna go back now. This is the only stop, 2 stops with that nipa shed there, and then further is where the telescope is. See all the little fish taking sanctuary here. Underneath the mangroves is black with all the little fishes. You can see it there. I think it's millions of them. I thought it's just the color, but it's actually the fishes that makes it black. And then the birds come here to eat them. Next, we're going to the marine sanctuary from here. It's just a walking distance. So, this is the wildlife sanctuary.